Hello, everyone. Welcome to Heartlines. This is our space where we discuss everything relationship and love. I'm your host, Franca. With me on the show today mm, is Tommy. We have missed Tommy so much. Tommy, you just threatened me not to say what I wanted to say. But can I talk? Eh? Tommy. So with me on the show today is Tommy and Eloho, and Precious is joining us via Zoom. Is Precious here? Okay. So, Tommy, yesterday we resumed the show yesterday, and we were like, how was Christmas? So, before we get into the whole, how was Christmas for you, Tommy?
Christmas was fun as it should be.
I was monitoring you.
So I had time to rest.
Okay.
I partied. More importantly, I ate.
We can tell.
And I added.
Oh, did you add weight?
Especially my tummy area. Let me help myself to knock myself out. But in all of it, it was.
Guess what? You can't
was a
shame
good
the
one.
shameless. you can't shame the shameless. And Tommy,
I say, make I beat you to it.
and Tommy is one of those you can't shame him.
Shame
you
me
know.
back. I lie.
Okay.
It was fun, Shy. It was fun.
Okay. So today on the show, Eloho was on the show yesterday. So today on the show, we're discussing parenting toddlers and how parents are able to manage the tantrums and setting boundaries with, toddlers. Is Precious here?
Yeah.
Hello.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Hello. Precious, how are you? Delicious, how are you?
I'm good. I'm fine. It's so good to see you all. Hi, Laura. Hi, Tommy.
Hello. You're looking good.
Looking so good.
Thank
Delicious.
you.
Delicious. When I ask you
Mm.
question, answer. How was your Christmas?
Ah, my Christmas is still Christmasing.
I can
Okay.
tell.
Oshé.
You go,
Oshé
did you go
baddest.
to do your salsa dance? Did you go to do your whole dancing with your guy?
Yes, so I did everything I set out to do and
Oh,
so much
nice.
more.
Oh,
Amazing.
nice. Oh,
Love
nice.
that.
Fantastic.
Oh, nice. Fantastic. That's nice. So
Give it up for Precious.
don't mind Tommy. Tommy is still in the. Tell me, when did you resume? See him checking me out.
I'm not checking. I'm not.
He hasn't resumed. He hasn't resumed.
I've resumed. I resumed on the 2nd of January.
Oh,
I've been working since.
Okay.
And you still haven't lost weight?
ASAP.
So please note that you can share your story with us via our WhatsApp number 08190 or join us via our conversation line. That's you can call in live to have it join us in this conversation, and you can call us on either 07025007749 or 07014242420. And please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Official Upgrade TV. And remember to share our link with people who you think should be part of this or who need to hear what we have to discuss on the show. And how do I put this? And now you can watch us on you have been watching us on RTV, but now we're now on DSTV.
amazing.
Yes, we're on Plus TV 408 and Star Times 308. So if you want to join us live, that's in word calling, you can join us on DSTV, Go TV, Star Times. This conversation is, and I think I'm a bit, there's something, managing toddlers, setting
Because
boundaries.
she has grown past it.
So exactly.
I
So
don't
I have
understand.
grown past that.
Nikini.
I have grown past that. So I'm trying to
Please, I
imagine.
beg.
Imagine.
I'm trying to
Imagine.
imagine, how you guys navigate.
How
People
did
like
you
Tommy
navigate
navigate. How people like Tommy are navigating the States. How you doing it, young man?
I mean,
Please, before Tommy starts talking, let's quickly go on a break and we'll be right back.
Tuned. Heartlines would be right back.
Life is made up of moments, some that fill us with joy, others that test our strength. Welcome to Heartlines. This is our space to explore the highs and lows of human connection, the love, the heartbreak, and resilience that shapes our life. From relationships to friendships, parenting to partnerships, and so much more. Every week, we share stories and conversations that define us, navigating love, separations, the struggles of parenting, dealing with anxiety and managing the pressures and stress of life. Real conversations that bring us closer, helping us heal, grow, and connect. So join me Mondays through Fridays at 10 p.m. for Heartlines, the show where we connect hearts, have real conversations with real people, one story at a time.
Staying with us on Heartlines.
So, we're going to start from how should parents set boundaries when it comes to toddlers? How, because the baby is new, you're new to this, and you're excited, So, there's some people who like, oh, I just had a baby, and they just allow anything. So, how are parents supposed to set boundaries, and say and manage tantrums with children? Tell me, how old is your baby? 1 year, oh yeah, January, yes. So, how has it been for you?
It's been a wonderful experience.
Okay.
Looking at myself grow all over again. So,
So, you just see yourself.
yes, it's a replica of myself. So, and then it's a great gift and it's been a blessing to us. It's been a wonderful experience. Even though they throw tantrum, you just tend to look at it and say, it's part of those things.
So, is it right to say it's part of those things?
Yeah, so at a certain age, it's right.
Okay.
Say, for instance, from 0 to 3 years old, you can't correct them. Because if you're correcting them, they really don't understand what you're saying. So more than less, my brother to, try to show more love to them, bring them towards you, But I don't believe in correcting toddlers until they're 3 years old. Because for me, it's just going to be a waste of time. So there are some certain things you can do to let them get used to, like breaking away from you a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Say, for instance, I started putting my son away from my bed, though he sleeps sometimes on my bed, but let him go and sleep on his bed once it's time, Look at the number of hours they watch TV, because watching TV too can really affect them, because it makes them anxiety. Gives them anxiety, makes them restless, So I try to, put time into number of hours he watches TV, and of course when you want to take him out of the TV, they will throw that tantrum, and then I just have to carry them, say it's okay, pet them, talk to them with a subtle voice, not shouting at them. I know some of us at times are under pressure, maybe because of work or other things, and then your baby is trying to throw that tantrum at you and he does not have that patience. Parents, how they need to understand that you're just babies and they don't know anything, they don't even understand anything. You just need to just remove your emotions and try to understand. Always remember that this is just a baby. He doesn't really understand what you're saying, even after everything, So pretty much, that's been it.
So, I'm just trying to be naughty here. Why did you stop him from sleeping?
So I've not stopped him.
Okay.
I just reduced the times he sleeps on my bed.
Why?
So now we're being intentional about him sleeping on his own bed. So it's just a way to make him start to get independent. You don't want him to be clingy. You're not to be able to do without it. Trust me. Even though I'm so addicted to that boy, I'm still very firm. Sometimes my wife has to come into that and say, "Guy, that baby." Yes, I know he's a baby, but still, I need to still, put him on the right track, because obviously we don't want.
So that's what I was saying. So you say one thing because you just said you think that they don't get to learn, they can't be corrected.
I said you can make them get used to
Okay.
a certain process.
Okay.
So even by himself now, he climbs his bed himself.
But that's training.
It's training, but not scolding, not shouting.
No, so it's the method you decide to use that. Do you understand? That is important. But do you set boundaries? You're already setting boundaries.
Well,
Yes, that's what it is.
well,
because
if
you're
you might want to
saying-
call it boundary. I'm just trying to make my son independent.
But there are boundaries because if you
For
want to
a
sleep on your
baby
bed-
of 0 to 3 months, I don't want to see any boundary. I tell my son 0 to 3 months. I don't think there should be
Okay,
boundary. I don't know what you feel, but for me,
I think
I don't think there should be
we
boundary.
don't understand the definition of boundaries. So, Eloho,
maybe Ella
what
wants
do
to
you
help us
think?
out.
Okay, so I think every human needs boundaries.
Okay.
And we have to start training them to understand boundaries.
Okay.
So, my daughter was already 1 when I stopped her from sleeping on our bed. Sleep. Though my sister sleeps in the same room, but I don't want her to be in the same room with my husband and I. So now she understands because she's 2 now. She knocks on my. I say you have to knock before you come into this house, right? Because and even when it
Okay,
comes
at
to
2
my
years old.
yes 2 years
That's
old.
when you started in knocking and all that.
Yes, I started it
Okay.
before she got to 2 years old, but now she understands it. When I'm in the restroom and I hear some people say they can have their children in the bathroom with them, no. Zoe, I'm going to the bathroom, wait for me. And she understands. So, I always say something. We are raising adults here. They're not going to be children forever. So the more you do these things, the more they get used to it. So they will throw tantrums and all, but you have to be firm and be loving at the same time. So.
Okay. Okay. So what he is doing is setting boundaries.
Yeah, I think in
Well,
a
she,
way
well,
he's setting
she want to call
boundaries.
it boundaries.
Yeah.
Wife, I'm just trying to. I don't want to use the word boundary because he's still young to be setting boundaries.
No, he's not too
I'm
young.
just trying to, groom him into the direction he needs to be. Okay, well, eventually
It's boundaries, actually.
It's still called boundaries,
boundaries,
but I choose not to look at it as boundary.
It's boundaries.
Okay. Precious.
Look at her, she's smiling.
She was excited about it because she was like, oh, she's just going to listen. Precious, as a counselor, and if couples come to you to say, oh, they're having issues because they just had a baby and they're not able to manage the baby's tantrums and they're not able to set boundaries, because I know that it affects the marriage. How would you navigate that?
First of all, toddlers and their tantrums are age appropriate. So the tantrum that a 1-year-old will throw or have is not the same tantrum that a 3 or a 4-year-old would have. Tantrums are age appropriate. So I tell parents not to have too much of a high expectation. Your child is throwing a tantrum because of the emotions that they are going through and they can't control. We as adults have the ability to control those emotions. So they're like impulse emotions, but we control them. So when you're hungry, you don't start shouting at everybody and screaming the house down. But a child does not know how to communicate and control that emotion. So they throw tantrums. Or for instance, when they can't have a particular thing that they're already used to, or something new that they want. So you take a toy away from a child and the child starts rolling on the floor, scattering things and all of that. So I tell parents, don't have too high an expectation of that child. That is a child. Don't expect a 2-year-old to behave like a 14-year-old or a 16-year-old. Don't compare your children to others. I've seen lots of parents do that. One of the things parents don't understand is, as little as 1 year, 2 years old, you can begin to build confidence or break down confidence in a child. So don't say, why are you not behaving more like so and so's children? Or that's how we went out the other day. And I see parents go as far as telling 3-year-olds, I will not take you out again. I took you out and you embarrassed me. I won't take you out again. Didn't you see other children there? Don't compare your children to others. Every child is unique. So I'm the daughter of a teacher. My mom, retired as a teacher. So there were things she did with each of us that was unique to us. I had the way she dealt with me. She had the way she dealt with, my other siblings. Did it mean she loved one person more than the other? No, but she knew what was the right measure of training
Yeah.
to give each child. So for instance, you can have a young mother who has a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, and she's expecting the 4-year-old and the 2-year-old to behave exactly alike. The 2-year-old, first of all, will be taking all his cues from the 4-year-old. So So if the 4-year-old throws a particular tantrum, trust me, the 2-year-old, without even understanding what the tantrum means, we throw the same tantrum because it is copy what I do. They do copy and paste at that, all of those toddler years. So if you want your child to stop throwing tantrums, there are ways to set boundaries about it and go about it. So the child is screaming. You don't have to scream at the child too as a parent. You allow the child to express, as long as they're not harming themselves, that's rolling into the fire or rolling into the middle of the road.
Okay.
You
Okay,
allow
so
them
with,
express themselves, and then you now,
okay.
sit the child down. Just like the two parents here already saying that they've already started teaching their children certain things. Trust me, they did not use screaming and shouting to teach it. It was consistent use of certain words, certain gestures that now made the child understand. No, when daddy says this in this tone, he means it.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Amazing.
So I have seen people set boundaries from when the kids are even 3 months old. I'll see them, the baby is crying. They just leave the baby.
I've seen that too.
You've seen that?
But I don't support that.
And they cry, no, they keep picking.
They say cry, not they keep picking.
I
Thank
won't
you.
support it. Well, that's the person's kid anyway.
So, and guess what? It's worked for some people. So that's why I say everybody. So in parenting, you want to do what you feel is right to you, and then what works. Trust me. When you see naughty children at airports,
Jumping, dancing,
See,
crying on the floor.
crying and rolling on the floor. Sometimes I get so upset with the child, and guess what? They are not two. So I have seen a 4-5-year-old misbehaving. Even on the flights, they get very cranky and start misbehaving. And then you see a 3-year-old on that same flight, well composed, doing. So you start wondering.
Is it grooming? Just like she's doing with her daughter too.
Exactly.
It's
So
grooming.
that means that when you say leave the child,
Nothing like leave the child.
there's nothing like leave the child.
Franca, something happened today.
Okay.
I was in the. I told you I ate amala.
Yeah.
Today.
Don't say that, Hamala.
So I ate amala today. So,
Both of you ate amala
both of us
today.
ate amala.
Yes.
Okay.
So
We
I just
did.
picked her from school and I was like, let's just eat amala somewhere. You need to see what my daughter was doing. She was throwing tantrums. I just sat down. I know people wonder like, this one you are calm, oh. Because I just understood this girl is tired from school.
Exactly.
She's sleepy.
Exactly.
So imagine me now, maybe now raising my
Shouting
voice
at
and
her.
so you sit down. No, I just said, it's okay, don't worry, sit down. She was doing. I said, "Yeah, do you want to eat?" He said, okay.
She relaxed eventually.
She relaxed because
Exactly.
they are watching you. The way I remained calm, she had to imbibe that same
Exactly.
thing. Like, this man is calm. Let me relax now. So they're actually watching us. If you scream, they will scream back at you. I've tried it before, and I'm like, it's true. This thing no work. Like, they are watching. They are learning from you. So I remained calm, and I was there. I didn't know. We even smiled before we left the place. You understand?
Okay, so I think I think that works for you because trust me.
It's patience. So
yes, I have seen.
it's not
See,
easy.
this people I'm telling you at the airport. You see, they are so. You will see the shame.
On the, I even
understand?
felt a
See,
bit.
I
you would-
expressed,
but,
I experienced
you-
one
you will
last
see
year on my
how
way
the
to
period. Oh,
check.
check.
I think it was in Paris it happened. And the boy started throwing his leg on the floor.
my.
And then you see the woman's face, she just masked the shame. The guy was really shouting. And everybody was looking, how was she? She didn't say anything. No. Just carry the child, just kept on going. Even with the okay, I said this woman try.
If not you,
No. Now I have a child. You cannot really understand it until you find yourself in that space.
Yeah.
So because of that love I have for my child, and of course it's not even the age of that boy. That boy will probably be around 5. So the way I react to that boy will be different from the way I react to my son now.
asking you, how would
So
you
it was
react?
my son. In fact, he won't be that.
Exactly.
And he won't be that because of the way I've groomed him. Do you understand? He won't do that.
And there's something again I want to add.
okay.
Sometimes we need to know why they are even, throwing these tantrums. There's something
Exactly.
you just said
Find
now.
out
There are a
why.
lot of things. According what I've learned and all, children throw tantrums because of mainly 2 things:
Comfort.
Attention and trying to gain control.
Mm.
They want to
I
dominate.
think that one is number one.
Yeah.
Gain
Control.
Yes.
They want to control you.
Yes.
They want to manipulate you. They
Yes.
want, so you have to be loving and firm at the same time. My daughter does some things. I'm like, hello, let me born you. I'm the parent here. I'm the adult here. So she wants to control. She wants to no. Yeah, I say, come.
Do you know, my son is 1 year old, and he will do some things and wait for your reaction. There's a way he will actually look at you, and then when you fall for it, this side smile,
my
this side
God.
smile
Yes,
comes
now.
for a 1 year old.
And he knows
This
that
side smile,
this
he will
thing.
smile like go.
Attention, control, and maybe they're just, the emotions are not balanced. So most time when she does it, I want to check what happened, what's going on. Are you stressed? Are you hungry? I just fed
Okay,
you.
so someone just sent a message
Okay.
on YouTube.
Okay.
And she said, common mistake I have come to realize is toddlers are smarter than we think.
Yes, 100%.
And
No, they
as,
are. And they get
as
smarter.
they grow, they test the adults and see that
Test.
they can
Get
they
away.
can tolerate, what they can
Yes.
get away with.
Yes.
Once
Yes.
they are allowed,
Mm.
they try something
Different.
bigger.
Very true.
So if
Test.
you have that in mind,
Spot on.
you see that child that is 5 and did that.
He has been doing
he
it
has
for a
been
while.
doing it, and his
Exactly.
mother has
Has
been
been,
tolerating
yes,
Exactly.
yes,
it
yes.
has nothing to do with love. And then she said, through the process, they keep looking at your eyes,
Exactly.
monitoring your response. Once you don't correct,
Yeah, we'll do it again.
it becomes, once you don't correct the excesses, it becomes a habit that might be a problem later.
Yes. Yes.
Very true.
Yes.
Very true. So you have to cop that thing like immediately. Discipline. I like. Oh my God. There's something I wanted to say now.
Maybe you're trying to say, whilst you're trying to discipline, it's also important to note how you communicate that.
Yes, yes,
You find
yes.
some
Yes.
parents shouting at their kids. That's not the way to go. You can correct your kid without shouting.
They should go and read it.
You
But
can use
yelling
signs.
too.
No, so
No.
so like I said,
Yeah.
every child is unique, and I think
Yes.
that the child that you scold, parents should also try and understand their children. Every child is not the same, but trust me, some children not only need scolding, they need not beating, no, brushing.
When we get to that age.
Get to that age.
See,
But
Old
like
school
we said
parents.
again,
Kids-
it's
Old school
starting. It's
parents
starting.
is
some
building.
kids
It's starting to determine.
And let me tell you, at that age, they begin to pick things.
Sorry.
The child who is smart to pick things from, you understand? At 4, you're picking very silly things. At 5, you're picking silly things, and and they tell you things at home, you don't pick them. So that tells you how smart these kids can be. So sometimes, like I tell you, every child knows what they are doing. Let's not think they don't. In
They
fact,
do, they
my
do.
son, I think he was maybe 3. He tried that airport tantrum. I looked at him. I said, I'm not Boyibo.
You know,
I said, I will beat.
Now you're talking.
I know Boyibo.
I said, I'm not Boyibo. I will beat. I even said it in pidgin English.
flog you.
I go beat nonsense. When he saw my face,
Self
see
compose.
this in mama, very local bush nonsense woman. But guess what? I never experienced it. I'll just look. You see, those older people will say, "Now I did they talk to Peking."
Yes, yes. And I do that with
Yes.
my daughter too. Because
Aye.
I learned it from my mom.
My mom,
You know,
exactly,
I
our
like.
Yeah.
But see,
What-
Peking
I
when you
look
not
at
fit use
her.
eye talk.
they don't use one eye.
Eh?
You
She not
don't,
like
you
this.
don't
She
get
not like this.
communication.
Exactly.
You don't get them.
You don't get them.
Like maybe you go out with your kids and then maybe they want to serve you something.
Guess what? When they see
Code-
other children
code is
misbehaving,
universal.
they want to now.
Feel
When I go
among
look you.
compose. Or maybe you take them out. Or let me use myself for example. I go with my mom and then they serve me food. Maybe I won't collect them. Get one when my mom go use look at me. Say, no, thank you. I don't collect information.
You don't collect.
Because
you don't get
the
signal.
the
you
vlog
don't
where I
get
go
the signal.
collect
The
when I
brush
reach
where you go get for house. Do
Yes,
you understand? So I think that parents, as much as you love your children,
Be firm
and
too.
be firm.
Firm,
Very important.
firm.
Because,
Firm.
like I said, part of why we're having this conversation is because I personally think that it's the lack of proper training that has groomed or that has given us the set of kids we have right now.
It's Gen Zs.
These Gen Zs.
Come on, man. It's
The
terrible.
lack of him.
I don't want to say anything on
Terrible.
TV.
I saw
But-
one earlier today. a secondary school student, I think she having an affair with someone's husband, and the lady who was wrong to have gone to confront the girl. And guess what? The student and the woman were fighting on the street.
But what kind of man?
As what now?
What kind of man will have an affair with a secondary school
Let's even
child?
leave that side.
You
apart.
can't leave it, my
No,
friend.
that's not the content.
No,
right
don't
now.
say that.
No, that's a different topic right now.
The man that buyer.
Hey, that's a different
Please,
topic.
let's quickly, I won't even discuss this on air. Please, let's quickly.
Where
go
I'm
on a
trying to
break.
go to is the girl's reaction to fight that lady.
Sheyi,
If she had proper training, she won't do that.
the man not get proper training from. I say Sheyi, told me the man self not get proper training from her. They not train him
That
well.
one safe day.
They say that he don't look at
But
it
I'm,
from the
I'm
man.
speaking from another point.
Please,
of
your
view.
bias don't even go there.
No, I'm not saying what the guy is right. I wasn't speaking to the reaction of the lady.
Upbringing affects the child, the secondary school girl, and the old man Agbaya Oshi that we not get sense to know who is supposed to toast and who is not supposed to toast. And even the wife self not get sense.
All of them get out.
Let's quickly go.
No.
Everybody get out for that because how you go to beat? Please, let's quickly go.
Tell us you're a Nigerian without saying a word. Energy security is one of the most pressing issues for many developing countries like Nigeria. And if there's going to be any meaningful progress, addressing our energy issues is non-negotiable.
I need to see light for my house. Make them do something.
Band A is expensive. I literally have to turn off all my appliances just to reduce costs.
We need light.
Introducing the Energy Outlook, your go-to show for everything energy. Every week, we'll bring you the latest insights, innovation, and in-depth analysis of Nigeria energy sector. From policy discussions to regulatory insights, we'll analyze the key decisions influencing growth and sustainability in the energy sector. We'll bring you the human stories behind the headlines, giving you a personal perspective on the broader energy challenges. Join me every Friday at 6 p.m. for the Energy Outlook, your guide to the future of energy, where energy means.
Thanks for staying with us on Heartlines.
No, so before we went on the break, we had we're talking about something. And I'm very upset. I just saw that video, and I'm really very upset about that video. Honestly, I'm so upset about that video because you see what we're talking about home training. The man, the woman, and the girl.
And the
Three
recorder.
of them. And even the recorder.
The recorder.
Tell me, please.
Come on.
I'm upset. Can you? So that video, the secondary school even beats the. So the woman that went to fight, she not get power to fight.
Yeah. That one even stands. Set, you know, Sam. Set blow for I will beat you.
That's shameful to watch.
And we see a lot of this too in
So
the UK,
shameful.
you know.
I honestly, Delicious. I'm still trying to understand what I just saw. Like
I'll watch the video. I heard about it, but I've not watched the video because it was just too. It was not a story. I was like, where do we even begin to correct this type of errors?
But you see, let me tell you, this is what I'm saying. Upbringing. I
Parenting,
said I don't want to
upbringing.
discuss man, woman, relationship affair. Do you understand? I don't want to discuss it. I just want to focus on home training. But this is annoying. Wow, grown up man, when married wife put for house, it's disgusting. It's really disgusting.
In Peking age mate.
He became age mates. And they do it. Plenty of them watching, they do it.
Oh goodness.
Told me.
Yes.
Why are you laughing?
You take a person.
You know why?
Nothing, you
Because
don't
it's
vex.
something that's
Because
this
it's
is not the
this
first time
first
something like
thing.
this is happening now. 70% things like this are happening. It's Franca, you never heard this kind of thing before.
I don't want to begin to call names. I didn't hear. No, you see, it's annoying when you hear that men go to secondary schools to go and pick girls.
Very well.
And guess what?
Not
It is
even
because
university,
the children are even having. The children are traumatized. Maybe
Yes.
their fathers
That
are
is a
not.
daddy issues now.
It's a daddy issue.
Yes.
And the men are taking advantage of this thing, sleeping.
Not necessarily that issue. Some is just peer pressure because their friends are doing it. They want to get it.
So you can't even say it's about money.
No,
No, it's not about money.
It's not about money.
It's not money.
Not money.
It's not.
Peer pressure, bad friends, and of course.
I was having a conversation
parent,
with my
background.
friends. I was having a conversation with my friends on Sunday. 3 guys. And they said something. They said, I'll say it in pidgin English because this matter not is sweet for proper English. They say, I'm waiting those girls, they smoke. 18, 19 years.
Ice, Colorado.
They
the
say
likes.
waiting those girls, they smoke. Old man office smoker. You go just die.
They go
Do you
tell you saying
understand?
so they take get their vibe.
Which
Scoochie.
vibes
They are
are
getting
what
their
vibes are you trying
and
to
I'm
get?
like, what vibes?
The guy said, based on how the mentality out there, make we mime with these young girls, maybe their vibes, you understand. The girls came with their weed, came with their crushers. They then crushed the thing by themselves. They said
I'm sure these guys are not up to 20.
They said 18, 19.
And they punched them.
Yes. What do you talk about? I said, in fact, I have someone, he's late now. He told me this personal experience. In fact, he was like, Franca, I don't know why I'm saying this to you, but it is really bad. The guy was 69. And he said he was driving. And he saw a young girl. He picked her up. And she entered his car. That he could tell. I would have to edit it because there's some things I can't say. But he could tell from her features that she hadn't been with a man before. You know? So he was wondering why she wasn't scared to get into his car. He was 69, going to be 70. And then he took her to an eatery. He just wanted to see.
To an eatery. Wait, was she a bystander girl?
She was standing on the road in an estate.
I'm confused. For her to take.
So because she was walking, you need a ride,
Okay.
that kind of thing. And she got into the car. They went to an eatery. This girl no fear. 69-year-old man, your papa mate. You enter the car with her. You dey vibe with her. They went to the eatery. They went into the eatery. They ate. The guy drove her to his house. The girl not talk say I want go house. And guess what? He undressed the girl. And something said, this is what he told me. I was not there. And he said the only reason why he did not go further was because he said, I would not want her first experience to be with me.
She was really a virgin.
You didn't hear what I said?
It
And
could have
then
been
he let her-
assuming, you know.
What do you can assume?
I want to just say presentation of virgin. It probably was assuming, okay, it's probably
You
a
for
virgin.
try.
I want to try. For
Exactly.
18.
Do you understand? But what I'm even trying to tell you that as much as I think that the guy himself, even going further, do you understand? But the child, enough fear. When I was growing up, fear not gonna let me enter a man car.
But that one get
At
us
that
a bit.
How?
age,
You are
You not
you're a
talk say
virgin,
on, you no go
and you're
answer.
comfortable following a man to his house for the
At
first
that
time.
age,
You get us a bit.
Boldness. It's the boldness.
it's the
Get us
book.
a bit.
You don't understand. Maybe her friends have been saying things and she wanted to try it.
And that's an opportunity. It doesn't
An
just turn up.
opportunity.
Wow.
And maybe this was the first time she was able to leave the house. You never can tell it was an estate.
Wow.
What are you talking about? You never see the ones where they say now security men they sleep with the children.
We did hear that one too.
So it's really terrible. I don't understand.
Parents have a lot
I don't.
of things.
You
work
understand?
to
There's a
do.
lot we have to do with parenting. If you are not ready to have kids, please do not have kids.
It's not a case of say I don't want to get. It's just also boys that taking advantage of. So we need to really train them
So
all around.
now, do you know now people are saying if you want friend your mates. You know before they will tell you don't get near boy. Now the advice you give is you can have your mate as boyfriend because these old men are by
they
shit.
carry disease.
They
But that's fact now.
don't mean say that they carry
That's
disease.
fact now.
It don't mean say that they carry disease. You know, not be, I don't know whether they carry disease
Well,
or not.
it's generally speaking. I mean,
You know,
a man is well. Obviously, we have something he has.
I'm not going to get into all that, but what I'm trying to say is, please, parents, we're discussing toddlers today, but you see this video took us somewhere else.
But that girl was once
A toddler.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly. Toddlers
so-
become
yes,
teenagers
toddlers
and then
so,
become young
You know,
adults.
it's just when I see some children, I don't even know whether because guess what? When you see their parents are actually doing a lot. Sometimes you can't even blame the parents.
That's why I said sometimes it's peer pressure. You see some parents who
Please,
try their best to
I
groom.
want to add this to it.
Okay.
In as much as we are, raising and training our children, it's also very important that you pray for them because you can't take away the place
Spot
of
on.
prayer. There's some things that God will just shield them from, just protect them from. You're not always there. Let your prayers go ahead for you.
Okay.
Do the one that you could do because when you're seeing them, because they will go to school, they'll go to universities. You're not going to be there every time. Send your prayers ahead. It will work. Some things that our parents have done for us, they pray for us. And when it gets to somebody like, I beg, I'm not going to do that. It's the Spirit of God that is just working inside you. Inside you, like, no, I can't do this. And before you know, I don't want to go to this place. Maybe God just protected you from something.
Because your parents were praying for you.
They're praying for you.
Right.
So
Just the way the
please.
parents should pray. The men, they are biased. They should also know that they have children.
Exactly.
So when you're going to sleep with somebody else's child,
remember that you have
children at
that
home.
we have children.
And when I mean children, boys are not exempted though.
Yes, sir.
They molest boys.
No.
And they, in fact,
Yeah.
the ones for boys now, they start to pick
It's
them.
worse.
It's worse.
Most
They start
guys
picking them.
get the first experience is mainly
as
from
young baby boys.
young boys. It's mainly from an older woman. Yes, no.
You're even talking.
Man,
See,
no, come on.
we're not even talking about woman.
Okay,
Woman is
man,
still
man,
good.
they call they good,
Man, now we
they
don't even talk now.
call.
So when you are messing up somebody else's child, remember that you have kids, unless you're not born. Remember that you have kids that you understand.
Yes, no.
It is what you do to someone else's child. The man will be like, you carry the same, because I hear them say men are wired differently. Another man that is
You don't
wired
have love in
differently.
your heart. That's why.
Yes,
Another man that is
I-
wired differently. We
Men
do
are wired
exactly
differently.
the
You
same
will not-
thing.
Dumb boy. What wire is that?
What is that?
You won't wire him for him. What
No,
rubbish.
but told me these people are troubled. So sometimes I get upset and say I don't want to give excuses, but they are troubled.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot. So you see, parenting, is deep.
It's deep.
Just like you said, pray. Because even me, of course, we know as we are growing up now, we get some kind of exposure what we get. But
See,
there's this, hold on, there's a certain fear. We they wisdom my mind say, nobody said fear my papa, but
Yes.
there's this fear say, we
It's
cannot
the
embarrass
fear
them.
of God
Fear-
inside
make
you.
you
you
not
know,
embarrass. You
that thing
you
they
still
always
get
worry me
values.
Talking about
that thing
values,
they
yes.
worry
Talking
me
about
gone.
values, those are values.
You can't
They worry
just
me
something
gone.
you cannot just do.
Do. Say,
You don't
even
want,
they're not there.
see,
That fear
it's
is
not,
just there.
it's not even because you don't want to do it, but you don't want it to stain your
Your
parents.
parents.
Eh?
I think that people have
Values.
just lost this thing.
Ah,
Values.
that fear they did there. Oh. They not there, but that fear they there.
could
They
just
cannot
say-
see you. They won't catch you. But
Hey, boss.
this is not me. This is
And
not.
guess what? Even at some point, it became something of pride.
Yes,
Yeah.
now.
It was something of pride to say, oh, this, oh, that. You know, I want to make my parents proud.
Proud.
Yeah.
Mine is so bad that
investment
not
and
one
all of
time
that.
God bear me witness that say my school fees is this amount or I want to buy this book or something. I never did
We
it.
just had
Not
this.
once. That fear was just there. Say, I don't feel do
It
it
was
to my
an only
parents.
fear. Not be fear.
No, see, but you see, it's sometimes it's not even just fear, it's love.
I think it's love.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because you look at them and say they're already doing
A
a
lot.
lot.
So why put
Why-
them
exactly.
through?
So you see why parenting.
But this generation,
They don't send
They
you.
don't
Let me tell you,
Gen Z, Gen
it
Alpha
is because
generation.
we
They
have
go
also-
boy you.
It is because we have also missed things as parents. We got carried away with
Technology.
You know, technology and saying it's about me. You know, now my generation, they made it personal. You know, in your mind, just like do you. They were preaching do you for a very long time. What makes you happy? And people misinterpreted that so-called mantra I've been saying, and they started doing stupid things.
There was something I watched earlier today. It's one of these women. She said, with your children, you are doing this, you are doing that. Eventually, when your children go, maybe your husband goes, what did you say about yourself? You don't say nothing because you focus your full life on.
Yeah,
children.
that's why
That's
I
a
have-
wrong-
That
that's a
was-
wrong
that was,
communication.
that was,
Oh, you saw it?
I saw it. Yes.
The one that has white hair.
Yes,
For me, I'm like, that's a
uh,
very wrong communication. You can say it in a better way.
Awashika.
Thank you.
Yes, I saw it this morning.
Okay, for me, no, that's no. I don't 100% support that notion. No. Yes, you can be there for yourself, but at the same time, you
what
still need
she
to be there for your
meant-
kids.
No. What she meant was, you can balance it.
That's
No.
the word. I didn't hear
Don't
balance
lose
of that
yourself.
communication.
Listen. So you see,
Don't lose
from
yourself in
don't
this.
lose
Yourself.
yourself.
That's why we
while
have a lot
you're
of women
doing-
having midlife crisis.
That's why
and
you see a lot of women having midlife crisis because they devote their
Eh,
whole
time.
entire being.
bitter women.
They are
Because-
bitter because guess what? You see very intelligent women, they're not allowed to do anything. They can't do it. They function. They say, oh, children. Guess
Yeah,
what?
they
Those
allow
children
this,
will grow.
They will
And
go
leave
and
you.
leave the
They will
house.
grow. That's
After
what she's
20
saying. She's
years,
not
you
saying.
now look back and
she's
say,
not
what have I
saying.
done?
Do not. She's not saying do not spend time with your children.
Okay.
Do not invest in your children. She's saying find a way to invest in your children and invest in yourself.
Okay, maybe
Do
I
not
didn't
lose
get
yourself.
the commission
I
correctly.
listened to it.
Okay, and then that's
she
the
said-
better one
Yeah,
then.
that's the best. So
Yes.
she said. So you see, that's why sometimes when we listen to things, people take out different things. Because I watched that same thing. In fact,
I
I
listen
was
to
almost
Washika
going to.
every time.
I listen to
so
Washika every single
in fact,
time.
I attend her conferences. So and
In
she
fact, there
knows she
was one
doesn't-
there was one I saw last week where she gave a scenario of a guy. She said she knew the girl personally. The guy was working in an oil company, and the lady, very intelligent, she went to Ivy League schools abroad, but she got married, and the man didn't let her thrive. The man put her in house, and she was selling bed sheets and doing all sorts.
Jesus.
Guess what? In fact, he said she even mentioned that the guy beat the lady one time, and that they had to rush the lady to the hospital. They even thought she was going to die. But guess what? It's on her page.
That was the eye opener for her.
No, it wasn't an eye
She still stayed
opener.
there.
She was still in that marriage. The guy now had leukemia.
My God.
So she had to step up.
Which step up? Listen now. The guy now had leukemia. It was still the same girl that was sleeping on the floor with the guy at Lutz while he was sick. And the guy died. But now, guess what the story was? The guy made his brother next of kin and was working in an oil company. And they had 2 children in very good schools in Ikeja. And she said, when you think you are doing somebody else,
Jesus.
just know that if you not plan well, now yourself you dey do.
Are
That
you-
was, so people take different things from the things that woman says, but I listen to her all the time, and trust me, she's always making sense.
Jesus
But why
Christ.
would the
It's
man?
there.
Why would the man make his brother less when you have kids? Let's say you don't want to give it to your wife. You have
Upbringing,
kids, for goodness
Tommy,
sake.
upbringing,
Come on.
upbringing.
Everything I
never
buy is
saw
Mr.
that
and
woman.
Mrs.
You
Everything
never
in my
saw
name is
that woman at
Mr.
all.
You
and
don't
Mrs.
understand why I'm so
my
particular
God.
about
Come on.
upbringing and training,
Mr.
because
and
it is
Mrs..
what, Tommy, you see the you see now. You are a result of,
My
you are a
father.
product of your father and your mom.
mother.
If your father didn't do certain things, you won't be like this. You're open-minded. If you had a father who subdued the mother into this,
Yeah.
do you understand? You would not see, you would not even think the way you're thinking.
True.
The best I bought for my car is in her name. Why should I put my name there? Come on, man. I mean, we need to
Some
do
people,
better.
and guess what? Some people have complex issues.
Well, true. That in a way too can also
You see,
affect.
men. You see,
decision
that's it.
making.
Okay, like I said, I don't want to say anything about anybody, but please, it is what it is.
There's also something I need to call out.
Not everybody
For parents.
that is a man that is truly a man.
There's also something I need to call out. And parents out there need to take important interest in the kind of cartoons their kids
Yes.
see.
Yeah.
LGBTQ, they're waiting they call it.
LGBTQ and
It's even
QX
you'll be
plus.
shocked
All
it's in
the alphabet.
cartoons.
It's in all the cartoons, all the
Yes.
books,
Yes.
everything they read now.
There's even a cartoon that it says something about Jesus Christ. Now lie you. By the time you watch what's in there,
The
you'll be shocked.
LGBTQ, and also, have you seen movies that are demonic? Cartoons that are demonic.
The one cartoon on the, you mean manga or baby cartoon? You know, there's manga, there's baby cartoon.
See, I'm
No,
not
see,
trying to be
a
prideful
lot of
here.
things.
There's some things that I did not allow my. It was recently Zoe knew what Frozen was. Frozen cartoon. She didn't watch TV. It's just me. Is what I wanted.
She didn't watch TV at all.
She didn't watch it when she when she was like above 1 year old.
Okay, that
I no that I'm just saying this is just
This
my
is just
own.
her. That's what I'm saying. People have different things that
It's
work
my
for-
own,
it's
you know. I
different
just
have-
wanted to like protect her from that. No, now she watches TV and and all.
you know.
But
But you see, you
we
still
have
have
to
to be
pay
intentional
attention.
because
I
if
watch
you're
it.
not-
Let me see what's going on here. Let me
you
see
want
what's
to
going on
see.
here. Even
Delicious.
books.
delicious from everything
Yeah.
you have said. Because when we were having this conversation, Delicious said I was just going to listen because I haven't had experiences with children. I hope you're not scared.
No, you feel
No, I'm not. So
We're
the
not
thing
trying to
is, yes,
scare
I've
you,
not
yeah?
had personal experiences, but
Yeah.
I've had children all around me. And like I
Okay.
said, my mom, retired as a teacher. So there are things I get to learn.
Okay.
My nephews and nieces, my mom takes care of them. So I see how she still handles them. So one of my brother usually tells my mom, like when it's time for holiday, like I cannot wait for my child to come to your house, grandma, because I know that there is something that he would come back home, like a new thing that he has learned. Now, when we talk about TV, yes, my nephews and nieces didn't watch. Okay, not that they didn't watch TV up until a particular age, but the TV is monitored, so to speak. So the parents, first of all, watch whatever it is the children are supposed to watch. Vet whether it is right. So I see all of these examples around me. And then, okay, so this is my family. Now I'm hearing from Tommy and Elo. So I'm like, okay, that means the one that is happening, my brothers and sisters, they are not far off from training their kids well. My sister's son is 2, and it is so amazing that if we go out and they play any, as in, it's not a joke, they play any of these raining songs, he doesn't dance. He will just start frowning. But once they start playing Christian music, he goes to look for where the microphone is. He goes to where the band, like the music is coming out from. Before you know, his hands are raised up. So, and he's 2 years old. Do you know how smart it takes for a 2-year-old child to know the difference between worldly music, secular music, and Christian music?
Very
So
true.
even when they come to
Very
pay me
true.
a
Yeah, but
visit,
it depends on. So you say it's parenting.
Very true. Very true. This thing I'm saying.
Parents are
There's
very
this Christian
intentional.
song that comes up for my son when I want him to sleep. Immediately that song comes up like this, his hands like this, and he's a praise and worship song go. My son, he's already doing like this.
good.
But sometimes when he hears all this secular music, my son will turn. I don't know.
Just
like,
That's
what is
that's
going
what
on
he did
here?
recently. He turned.
No, but you're always dancing to
He
those
turned.
fun
Then
music
he
now.
came back and he came to me and he was looking like this. This song is making sense. I'm telling
Because I saw you dancing.
No, I wasn't that. I wasn't.
Okay.
I love to listen to slow music. So he turned. This one is different now. What's Daddy looking at? And then he
dancing
came back. He
to the
too.
beats.
I was enjoying it. Now I climbed. I sat on my legs. So they really, really observe everything
See, when we
going
say
on.
kids
Yes,
are very
they do.
intelligent, trust me, they're
Yeah.
smart and very intelligent.
Yeah.
And which is why I get worried when I see parents not even trying to help their kids be better. Shay mentioned something yesterday. Said the smartest kid when they were in school was a child that the father was very
available.
intentional. The father was available. The father
present.
was saying, "Come." The father was present. Come, let's do this together.
To
That
build
the
his
boy-
confidence.
that
It
build
build
his
his
confidence.
confidence.
Said, "I'm with you all through." So I get that.
This thing you just said reminded me of something my father did.
Okay.
Back then when I was in primary 3. I think I've had a fight with somebody and I hit my on the wall. Following day, my father came to school. I came to my class. Nobody touches my son. Until I left that school, nobody. But in a way, that's also,
That
built.
did something.
It did something to me. It built my
Yes.
confidence. It built something. And maybe those are probably things that still builds the fear I have for my parents, not to disappoint them. So I knew that love was there. So I never really wanted to disappoint them. So it's also important for us to show that love to them. Yes, it's important for us to scold them, but you can scold them with love.
With love.
There are two different
Connection.
Exactly. Connect
love
with them.
and compassion.
Exactly. Let
yes.
them understand.
Before you can
that
even
there's nothing
correct, you
wrong.
have to connect first with
Exactly.
the child.
Very, very important. Very important.
Okay, so we don't.
Okay,
have
now
time, but
talking about
based on-
correction, I also say correct in the moment. These are children. So a child cannot do something yesterday. And it's today you want to do the correction. The child will be like,
Yes. Or the
what
one
are
that
you
they will
doing
soak
correcting
care
me
Exactly.
for
about?
you.
The child might not even remember, the child might not
That one
even
are for
remember.
adult correction.
Adult
Okay for
Correction
you.
with that.
Yes.
There and there.
But
There
toddlers,
and
you
there.
have to
But guess
do
what,
it.
Yeah.
Tommy?
For
What
children,
you
it's
said-
immediate.
Yes.
But what you said with your dad, it has been abused right now with this whole our new private schools and everything.
Mental health.
Mental, not even mental health. Your father, the
You allow your father
parents,
to come to
the parents would not even ask who was wrong,
wrong.
and come to school and scold. I'm not saying I don't support.
He didn't speak to anybody. He didn't want to know who the person was. My father came and spoke in general. He didn't want to say who for.
But
Nobody.
he asked you what happened.
Yes, I told him.
And you told him what happened. You were not at fault.
Yes, I was not at fault.
Good. I'm saying now, you will see parents go to that same school.
Without
it is their
knowing what
child.
happened.
It is their child who is the bully,
Yeah.
who is causing problem, and still make such a statement. That's why they have abuse. You see, teachers don't even want to correct kids anymore.
Then teachers the correct kids to that time.
But,
That
but
time.
you get one way we see that. But get one way we see where the silly woman was slapping the 3-year-old son. My body was hot. Did you see it?
I didn't see
If I could enter the
I
TV
was,
like that,
I'm happy the woman was
better
arrested.
sound slap for 3-year-old.
That woman was just frustrated.
I think about
With
3 or 4
transfer
slaps.
aggression on the
But
child.
no, that was too much. That was too much.
Maybe now husband, I think
The- even the adults
No,
that
that
was
was
in,
too much.
in that classroom, they
But
supposed
then
to
when
arrest
we
that
were young,
adult.
our teachers.
They were
But
supposed, they
guess
are supposed
what?
to raise our
But-
adults. too.
So guess what? Growing up, now teacher they correct Pikin.
Our teacher
Ah,
would
ah.
fear
Teacher and
them.
neighbor.
I cannot forget
Yes,
my
I
math
don't know where
teacher,
Yakemi-
Mr. Kill and Co. Wherever he is.
Just got you.
Mr. Kill and Co. If you get to see this movie, You gotta knock my head, tired.
My neighbor.
Now I don't like maths.
So, now I don't like maths.
I don't
No,
like
but seriously, these things are things that happen. I mean, my secondary school group, there are teachers that they call. They called Mr. Daigbo. They said Mr. Daigbo will go flog me well. Mr. Daigbo flog me. You know,
Oh,
there,
good
there's
tea.
some teachers that they will call.
Tea-
Those
tea-
children,
tea- what's it called
those
again?
people, they are in late 40s. They remember these things. Some they even they get one way go talk say anyway where I block that guy, I must still brush out. You know, because they carry. But guess what? But they molded.
They molded. They
helped
did. They
mold
did
actually
actually.
a lot of us.
They did. Is
But
it our
that's
neighbors
when
we call?
teaching was teaching.
Yes.
Even teaching now, one has to be very careful.
Yes, so.
Okay, so but at the end of the day, it
And
is
the last
important-
thing, sorry, it's important for us not to totally leave our responsibilities to our nannies.
Thank you for that.
Okay, so we
point.
don't have
Hey,
time.
we'll talk about honestly, we'll talk about this.
Not just
This
nanny,
is a
even leave it for the
very,
school.
very
key and important.
important.
Okay, so
Don't delegate parents. Okay, sorry. I know this.
are you on the show tomorrow? No. When next you
Hey,
come to the show, you
God,
continue.
oh my
Just
God.
carry the nanny, write them down for your to-do list.
We need to talk about it.
Delicious, you're on the show on Thursday, so we will take
Yes.
up certain things that we didn't get to finish from here. So please note
Okay.
that please you don't have to bear your burdens alone. You can reach out to us, send us an email on our send us an email at counsel@VEDA-consult, and we will get people attend to you. Like I can't re-emphasize how much people need to speak to people. A lot of people are going through a lot. It's not just about relationship. In fact, I'm running from relationships. I don't want to have conversations about relationships. People are going through a lot of things, mental health, they're being burnt out, they're going through different. In fact, your career can be causing a lot of problems for you. You could having issues with your kids. It could be anything. So please reach out, send us an email on counsel@vedaconsult.com, and we will get people respond, like prompt response, and you can get free counseling with us if we feel that you need it. So send us an email and we will get people respond to them. See you tomorrow.